We now go to the details. The Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, recently has cautioned the general public against the patronage of eggs that are corned beef purported to be manufactured in Argentina. The FDA says it has information that the manufacturing plant of eggs that are corned beef in Argentina has been closed down for some time now, and that the product is now being manufactured in Brazil. The FDA press statement, despite the development, says persons are still importing eggs that are corned beef, indicating the country manufactured to be Argentina. The authority has said it cannot guarantee the safety of the corned beef purported to be from Argentina. And we've been joined on the phone line by Kofi Esel, who is of the Food and Drugs Authority. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the phone lines.
Good afternoon, brother.
First of all, let's take a look at this development, the importation of eggs that are corned beef. How come that we have it in the country in spite of the various border checks that we do?
Well, I understand your concern. In spite of all the border checks, how can we still have these commodities on our market? And certainly, the answer is that they are smuggled into the country. They didn't go through the formal route where we allow imported commodities to be imported through. And so, the blind side of the officials that these things got in through unapproved routes. If you happen to go into the market and there is a group that come in with commodities early in the mornings, and these are things that we are following very closely. They come in early in the morning, and anytime you have problems like that, they attribute it to them. That they bring them from Togo, you bring them from Togo, and you know the problems with our borders. If there are some porous points and these are being exploited by these smugglers, then it's most likely you will have problems of this nature on your hands.
Right.
Because we do not have the exact numbers that have come in, and then that would mean that we'll have to quickly put in a mechanism that the broader masses will get to know that we have a problem on our hands, and therefore there should be some levels of information that will allow people to either not to use the product or not to go buy the product at all.
Right.
On the market, yes.
Right. You're cautioning the public about the product on the market. Is cautioning alone enough? Don't you have any measures by which you might get in touch with the security services and go to the markets to rid these products off the shelves?
Well, these are being done. As I speak with you, we have officers on the field. And usually, immediately you come up with a press release of this nature, those involved go hiding, and then if they even have any of the consignments, they want to withdraw them from the market. In the first place, and so at the end of the day, it's consumers who will go to buy. So, granted, we may not be. If you even go out with security service officers, you will not be everywhere at a go. You will be at certain specific areas. So, as these ones are ongoing, these are exercises are ongoing. You will still want the public to know that there is this danger out there, and therefore people should be very careful when they are patronizing these problems. In fact, what we've observed, and I need to reiterate it, is some practices with our retailers. It's becoming very disturbing that you have people buying commodities and they retail them without adequate documentation. And so you have a problem, you want to get to the source, and then you are stuck. Because the retailers cannot give you information as to the name of a company, of a person, telephone numbers, addresses of those who are supplying these things. All they do is they sit in their shops, people run to them with their vehicles with goods in them. They tell them, we have these commodities we want to sell. Are you interested? They show samples. I want to buy a carton or two. They buy, they pay them, and that's it. And it becomes very worrying when people do such, run businesses like that. In the event that we cannot hold or we cannot get to the suppliers, they will be forced to hold the retailers. And so we want to use this platform to let retailers of commodities be aware, shop owners, supermarket owners, and those who are into the shell shops and things like that, those who run shops at the fuel stations. You should not just take things from people who are supplying you. Let there be adequate documentation, so that in the event that we want to track and trace those who are supplying these things, we know who to get. Unfortunately, these things are not being done. That is why people find it easy. And the same thing applies to those who are even selling second-hand goods and things like that. And that is why stealing of mobile phones and things of this nature are going on around. People buy the mobile phones without documentation. Nobody cares who is selling these mobile phones to you, where is getting the mobile phone from. And that sort of thing is going on. And so we want to use this platform and advise retailers, shop owners, and what have you. Now, when people come to you and then they tell you, I have a carton or two of a commodity to sell, please get adequate documentation that will allow authorities to trace that. Food safety is a shared responsibility, and we all have a role to play as far as public health protection is concerned.
Right, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Kofi Isel of the Food and Drugs Authorities cautioning the public on Exeter corned beef, which happened to be fake on the market.